I feel like anyone who doesn't have a healthy dose of skepticism needs to get some, okay? Because
Bibi's radical denials when no one was pointing the finger at him was also kind of just like weird.
Yeah.
I didn't kill Charlie Kirk. I didn't kill Charlie Kirk. Why are you saying that right now?
I know, that was pretty wild. First of all, why was he on a U.S. media tour on the day that he got assassinated?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what Netanyahu thinks about anything that happens in our country at all. He should be in prison for the rest of his life as a war criminal, because that's what he is.
This isn't what we signed.
Why are we hosting him on media shows here in the U.S. to chime in on Charlie Kirk's assassination?
It's bonkers.
It's so crazy. Like, I thought that was strange on day one.
All right, you guys, do you owe back taxes? Maybe you have years of unfiled returns, or maybe you file every year and you still can't get ahead because the balance keeps growing. A lot of people are getting blindsided after retirement. Maybe you withdrew money from your 401k or IRA and suddenly you got hit with a tax bill that you never
We must
paid
stand
for
up
more
to
than
this
15 years. Right
One
now, they're
suffering.
offering. Penny USA got wheels alone, but you don't want to give up your low mortgage. Market with Smart Equity. Find out if you qualify. Net/Owens. American Financing, America's home for home loans.
But you're right. I mean, I have resisted, but like, allowing myself to believe that there's like a wider conspiracy, because you just don't want to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this, nothing adds up. Like, this whole situation doesn't add up. And I do find it very strange that the person who wants to ask questions, and look, you might pursue threads that don't go anywhere, and I think people have a problem with that, right? They feel like, oh, you're incriminating individuals who are innocent. Like, that's the big argument I hear against you. But I don't think you'd be pursuing this if you felt like there was an adequate investigation being done, and I myself agree with you that there isn't an adequate investigation being done.
And he went toe-to-toe with Bibi and he won over the Iran war. And I think that people have to understand that. We're sitting here talking about how he feels nothing as he mass murders children. The way that he lies is also, there's something so psychopathic about it when he just gets on and pretends he's perpetually the victim, and he's just killing people all day, every day. He's a homicidal maniac.
I know.
Who is supported by the halls of Congress, who gets a standing ovation when he walks into Congress.
It's disgusting.
So if that's possible, if it's plausible for these people not to want to spit in his direction when he walks by them, then we have to imagine that, would you think you'd have an issue like doing something to Charlie Kirk? He means nothing to these. And I'm not saying that we have evidence that Bibi Netanyahu did, but I am saying that the way in which he reacted, and me knowing how they wanted this war so badly, and that Charlie at first stood in the way of it, literally like debated and got Trump not to do anything more than that limited military operation when they bombed Fort Howe, and the other was at Natanz, the other nuclear sites, and Bibi was pissed. And then we fast forward, Charlie's out of the way, and what are we doing? Everything Bibi wanted to be done. So it's hard for us not to just piece together a comprehensive story here.
I mean, it is wild that the chief of staff, Susie Wiles, worked on Benjamin Netanyahu's 2020 re-election campaign. She is the gatekeeper to the president of the United States. What was that guy's name? Former Trump administration official who's now like running like a propaganda arm of the Israeli government as we speak. Not Corey Lewandowski. He got arrested once for like a domestic case, and now he's like working for the Israeli government doing propaganda.
I had no idea.
Yeah, Parscale.
Brad Parscale.
Yes.
I do know what you're talking about. That's a Clock Tower Media. That's right.
So you see these connections, and those connections are proven. This is not a conspiracy. They're just proven, and they kind of like rub it in our faces, and it's just like, okay, well, you can't be upset when people don't trust the government because of all this foreign influence, and when people keep getting hurt, and there are these like weird, what appears to be sham investigations. I mean, another example is Donald Trump. One thing that I think everyone can agree on, regardless of where you fall on the political spectrum, is that Trump is unable to let a grudge go. He will hold a grudge for the rest of his life. But when it comes to his would-be assassins, we never hear him say a damn word about it. Strange.
Yeah.
So strange.
A lot of people now are kind of revisiting Butler and starting to talk about what happened there or what didn't happen thereafter, and it is, I don't know. And it's a scary thing for me because I was so invested, and oh my goodness, you know, Trump was saved. There must be a broader reason for that. And I have checked myself 1,000 times since the Charlie investigation. I've realized what real evil we're up against. And it kind of gets into what you're saying about how you were atheist for a long time, but now
Yeah.
you're realizing this is bigger.
Yeah, I mean,
this is good versus evil, like these
definitely
demons versus angels.
I mean, I definitely think that over the last 2.5 years, I've been able to identify the existence of evil that I didn't think existed. And that pushed me a little closer to my roots because I grew up Christian. I wouldn't say that I'm like a full-blown Christian again, but I'm now realizing that I've had some experiences too, which I haven't really talked about too much publicly, mostly because after, Tucker Carlson talked about his supernatural experience, people dumped on him, including myself, and I'm very embarrassed about that. Mine wasn't like, oh, I got, attacked by demons. Mine was actually a very positive experience, and it made me very close to humanity, like understanding and appreciating people's humanity first and foremost, before seeing them as nothing more than like a political figure or a political ideology. I think that we've been, going back to brainwashing, I think a lot of us have been brainwashed by our political system into dehumanizing people who disagree with us, without realizing that like the only way we come up with solutions in this country in a democracy is if we encourage conversation between Americans, regardless of what they believe politically. It tends to have a more moderating effect as well, right? And you get a better sense of who your fellow Americans are, as opposed to having people in positions of power tell you who your fellow Americans are and scare you about the other side and all of that. And so I just feel like there's something bigger than us, and it's hard to explain. I'm not really big into religious doctrine per se, but I definitely don't think I'm an atheist anymore.
Right.
Yeah, this is the first time I've said that publicly.
Right, which is amazing. I mean, I think it's something's on the move, and I keep saying that. It feels like there are some people that are having that sort of a spiritual awakening, if that's what you want to call it, and recognizing, whoa, what is happening is so evil that it is ancient. There's something ancient about what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And the answers are not going to be in these fickle day-by-day discussions, and we need to, what actually has been happening since the beginning of time. And when you, for me, that was kind of the most natural thing where I was like, wow, this is like way deeper than I ever imagined. And it is, you're right, it's something happens that is so, it's like evil by biblical proportions, right?
Yes.
It's like biblical, we can't be the same species if you're okay with what they're doing. Like there's something so much deeper. What is motivating you to be okay with the genocide? I need to figure this out, and I have been in that pursuit, I think, heavily definitively since obviously my firing and me not comprehending everything, and I feel it has it has driven me even more. Like I'm like, okay, I get this now. This is
And I love that you're willing to have people like, Norm Finkelstein on, Bassem Youssef, like those were some of my favorite episodes of yours. I watched it, and Bassem Youssef got a little, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of heat too. Oh, you're talking to Candace Owens, whatever. He got a little bit of heat on that, and I'm so happy to see that he pushed back. He's like, okay, you don't like Candace, who cares?
Yeah.
Get over it.
We need more of that. But we have to like take this thing out of it because we're fighting real evil. And so I just really want to say that. Like, if you think you hate someone on the left, like, is that person, like, I think my litmus test is like Gaza. Like, my litmus test is somehow become Gaza, where I'm like...
Someone else finally said it. Same for me. It's funny because I went through at least 1.5 years being like deeply, deeply bitter toward the left because of how they reacted toward me when I started to like moderate, literally on like 2 issues. The way we were handling crime policy, and by the way, I don't want to go back to like tough on crime, throw everyone in prison. I was just like, hey, I live in California, we need to just calibrate a little bit because this isn't working out. And then there was one other issue, I can't remember what it is at the moment, but they like threw me away, and like longtime friends of mine like just started putting out like negative content about me. Like I was bitter about it. But after everything that happened in Gaza, I have a pretty strict policy right now. You are against what's happening in Gaza, that means to your core, you're a good person. So who cares what you did to me? I'm not attacking you. I consider you a good person. And so you're on my side. Even if we have these little squabbles and these disagreements, who cares? If you care about making this country better and you're willing to sacrifice the purity of your political brand or whatever to work with people that you might have other disagreements with. I love you, I want to work with you, you're a good person. I don't want to waste any of my time anymore with these like nonsense little squabbles when like our country is under attack. Okay, our government doesn't represent us. Moneyed interests control us. Foreign influence is out of control. We have problems that are way bigger than like, I don't know what you think about, yeah, even crime policy, right? Like, okay, you don't agree with me on crime policy, it's fine, whatever. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. And you can attack me if you want, but the reason why I don't want to attack back at this point is because it's not important in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. Okay, so I want to ask you in closing, what are your predictions for, I would say this next year, because like I go back to that something feels very fragile right now. Everyone's lashing out. They seem like they've lost control. Trump, like he's really completely lost his support. He doesn't want to acknowledge it. They're kind of keeping him in a cave of Fox News every day, telling him he's amazing. Also, fake news, CNN says 100%. I have 110% support. What are your predictions, and what do you feel toward him and where we're at right now as a nation?
So, there have been a lot of liberals who are worried that Trump, if he gets reelected, as he did, he's never going to leave the White House. I'm not worried about that at all. I think that in order to do a literal coup, you would need popular support among your base, and he's losing that support big time. I think the popularity of Tucker Carlson gives me a look into what the conservative movement is evolving toward. At least I'm hoping that's the case, because he's very much conservative, don't get me wrong. I mean, like, he's still, anti-abortion, all the conservative values that have existed when it comes to social issues. But he woke up to the neocons. He woke up to the big game that's being played with our money, our resources, with our reputations as Americans. And he's speaking out against it, and he's taking a huge risk. And guess what? He's got a lot of support, not just from conservatives, but also I'm noticing, the biggest voting bloc now are independents. And he has a lot of support among independents as well. I'm even seeing some hardcore lefties, like, reluctantly admit, like, Tucker's right about this, And I love it. I love that. Be honest with yourself. Who cares about the labels? What are your values? And stick to those values. And if you do that, you have to give Tucker Carlson credit for being as vociferous as he's been against Israel's influence on the United States, what's been going down in the Middle East, how much we have lost in blood and treasure when it came to forever wars that were fought on behalf of Israel in the past. And by the way, this is not, I want to be clear, this is not a partisan thing. Like, this foreign policy is very much bipartisan. Under Obama, and a lot of people don't know this, we wanted to assist Israel in turning Syria into a failed state. And we certainly succeeded in that mission. So under Obama, we started arming literal terrorists, including like Al-Qaeda offshoots.
Al-Nusra.
Yes, Al-Nusra, exactly. How the hell could anyone defend that? It's so wrong. And so we need people who are awake to how much this puts Americans at a disadvantage, how evil and immoral all this behavior has been. I hate the way that people across the globe perceive us. Iran, their propaganda has been very effective.
Fantastic.
Yeah, their Lego videos are amazing.
Yeah.
And the one they put out recently, where they're speaking directly to the American people and telling us, like, we actually love you guys, we have no problem with you guys, we know it's your government, and that they're not representing what you want.
It was a sigh of relief. I'm like, please do not grow up and think that we support this geriatric, pedophile defending, like Epstein class of psychopaths.
Exactly.
We don't want this. We do not want this war. We want to go about our day, have low gas prices, be able to afford groceries.
Exactly.
And when they put that out, that message, it was like they are plugged in.
Yeah, they are.
They're plugged into how the American people feel. So Trump does not comprehend that. He is completely removed from it. And now you have Iran, and they have pretty much done everything the right way. We're trying to negotiate. We're going to do a while we're negotiating.
I know.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
Crazy what we did. And Americans are weak to that.
They are.
So
that's what gives me hope. So my prediction for the future is I don't think the political landscape is going to look anything like it has over the last 25 years. I think things are changing. I think Americans are uniting on issues that matter the most. And that gives me hope. So as negative as all the issues we've been talking about are, fact of the matter is, we are kind of moving in a better direction. At least the people of this country are. And we need to find a way, we need to start strategizing on how to change our political class entirely. All of them, okay? And the Chuck Schumers on the Democratic side, they gotta go. They gotta go.
Totally agree. Well, you guys, it has been an absolute honor to host Anna Kasparian. I am sure there will be backlash. Actually, not for me. My audience is very split now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not like.
I know, but like the females in my family who are watching you, I was like, I was pretty shocked. Yeah.
You know, because I just hate everybody. And
Shout out to Lily Rodriguez, by the way.
Shout out to Lily Rodriguez. Yeah, I just don't care anymore. We have to do more of this. It is the only way we're going to save this country against the Epstein class. And so if you're anti-pedophiles, if you are against what is going on in Gaza, then we really are actually on the right side. We're on the same side. Not the right side, I should say the same side.
It's the same side.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time.
Always remember the days you fought together. Those fierce old days. And more than anything, that we, once again, come together anew to start a thrilling adventure. Hey, you there. Welcome. Now, enjoy your voyage. From now till the end of days.
Book a cabin in the woods. That's approved by the locals. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Customers ducked for cover when gunshots rang out in an AutoZone parking lot.
They said we saw him standing over her with a gun.
The case takes a deadly turn and soon investigators discover a connection between the suspect and the victim.
Put your hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up. How many times did you shoot?
This is Inside the Crime, presented by Law and Crime. I'm
Why not messing with fools that look like this? Look like he ain't got the bro is a grown man and he ain't got no hair like. Why did you murder her? You seen the text message? She wanted to break up with you. You won't realize. It's always the opposite. Y'all seen how she was in her cap again. And throwing some weak ass jogger hoodie and a gray t-shirt. Who wears a gray t-shirt? Who wears a gray t-shirt today? Like, let's be real. Let's be real. A gray t-shirt, bro. Like,
How many times did you shoot?
This is Inside the Crime, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Elizabeth Nolan.
you said me? Alright, block the. Yeah, we don't mess with fools already. Hey, block the real judgment or something like that. It don't matter no more.
The suspect claims he acted
Anyway, y'all jumping like that. Y'all block
in self-defense, but he didn't stay on scene. Instead, he fled, leaving his girlfriend to die in that parking lot. It's August 4th, 2025. We're in Bedford, Ohio.
What's
It's
the
almost
shooter
10:30
in
in the
Helper?
morning
I mean,
when officers with the Bedford
of course he
Police
gonna be.
Department are dispatched to a local AutoZone. They've received reports a woman was shot in the chest. When officers arrive on scene, first responders are placing her in an ambulance. But a witness says the shooter is already gone.
I seen him jump over that fence. Were you here to witness it? Oh, I was across the street. I heard the shot go off. You weren't here during it? No, I wasn't here. Okay, and you were just around here? I was just getting off the bus right there. I heard the shot, and I seen him run. I seen him run and jumped over that fence right there. Yeah, white pants.
The police department identified the victim as 20-year-old Riley Jones. Officers dig into what happened. Another witness says he recalls seeing and a man standing over Riley with a gun in his hand.
Where were you at? Apparently I was in this truck, but I heard the gunshot and walked back over there with a gun.
So, old boy said he heard a gunshot. He said, I heard the gunshot. They just said he was standing over her. So with that being said, did bro soccer first and she failed? And then he popped her while she was laying on the ground? This fool's a buster, bro. Because they all saying they heard one shot. He was standing over her with a gun though, so that had to be the one shot. With that being said, how did she get on the ground? Damn.
He said he saw him standing over her with a gun after the gunshot. Didn't see it, but saw him standing over her with the gun. Okay.
Oh, after the gunshot.
And that's gonna try and get us.
She for sure got hit one time.
Mark, you want a witness statement now or you want it later? To the court.
Knowing today's time, bro. Knowing today's time. How you smoke your girl at AutoZone and you leave on foot? That means you drive it. Knowing today's time, bro, which is crazy. You get her location. Relationship that share locations, bro knew she was at the AutoZone. Cause how you catch your girl at AutoZone and then hurry up and leave? Damn. How you gonna talk your girl down, bro? Which is crazy, like. They for sure didn't live together because he would have did it at home. He wouldn't have risked having witnesses out here. Like he for sure would have did it at home. So they didn't live together. Like they just didn't want to do it at her house because her family.
He comes to the store like he's calling police. Did you know he's going? Okay, what kind of gun was it?
It was a handgun, black, it was a Higginmore can. It had something sticking out the side of it. I don't know what it was. I'm not familiar enough with guns to give you much of a
Okay, did you want to fill out a witness statement for us?
I can, I don't have a lot that's been identified, because I cowered behind the truck, didn't even get a good look at the guy, and when I came back to try and peek around the corner, when I was on the phone with 911, he was already gone.
Okay.
So I have very little identifying features for you.
Can you at least say, I heard the gunshot, saw a male standing over, can you write that down on a statement for me? All right, Dave, let me get the phone.
Riley is rushed to the hospital. Her condition is critical. Officials don't know if she'll survive. Meanwhile, additional officers are looking for the shooter. According to the police report, the shooter is described as a black male wearing a black zip-up jacket and white pants. Soon another witness comes forward with details that change the investigation.
So what happened, ma'am?
To the trading desk, where milliseconds decide millions. Today, we're looking at how Axie helps traders perform faster, smarter.
Okay, so she related to this fool. This is too much. Yeah. She just told me right there. Sad.
They've been in a toxic relationship
Sad.
for a while now. I've called the police on her before she came over. She broke.
They're saying this is too much. She's related to him. I know my people, bro. She about to put all the blame on the girl, which is a fact. The reason why she not crying, because she don't care about that girl at all. So watch how it play out. I know mine. I know mine.
Toxic relationship for a while now. I've called the police on her before she came over. She broke windows out of his, cracked his windshield and tore his car up. I tried to get a restraining order. I live in Maple. They told me there was nothing to do because he lives there and he'll probably allow her to keep coming over there. So
What is your relationship?
I'm his Marion Hobby's mother.
Okay, that's the kid in the white pants?
Yeah.
Okay,
He had a jacket on.
okay, yeah.
So I asked him to leave her alone. I talked to his family and her family. And I asked him to leave each other alone. From my understanding, they had left each other alone. She came over this morning and was ringing my doorbell. She said he called her and he hung up on her, and I want to know why.
He called her and hung up on her.
Saw you
This is
guys
what
do
she told
together,
me.
bro.
And I want to know why he hung up on her. So I'm asking her to leave.
Because why you gonna hit her at AutoZone? She didn't call him and say, I'm going to AutoZone real quick. They was beefing that day. She got to turn her location off. It gotta be. Because how you catch her at AutoZone, bro, that's bothering me. How you catch her at AutoZone? And get out of there real quick, like he knew for sure that she was gonna be there. How?
Because I don't want you here. Why are you here? She said that they were still dating or whatever the whole time. She was upset because he came back in the house. He was done talking to her. He came back in the house and she wanted him to continue talking. So I asked her, kept asking her to leave. She finally left. He came in the house and said, I'm going to go to AutoZone. He's supposed to came up here to get his battery check.
Oh.
So he came up.
Nah, bro, that scared he left the car. Bro, that scared he left the car, squad.
Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. That she followed this fool, yapping her mouth, and he just did her at AutoZone, squad. I thought he had her location, but now he's the one that's going to AutoZone. So how did this?
The video, I seen her in the street. She was following him and like trying to hit his car on the video. Okay, go ahead. So I asked her to leave him alone. When I was talking to her, I said, why are you over here? I asked you to leave. And she said, well, I want to talk to him. I want to write something from all this stuff. So like I said, she followed him up here. There's people, traffic backed up because he was trying to drive straight and she kept trying to crash into his car.
This part I believe, because why she at AutoZone? Why are they at AutoZone in two different cars? This part I believe the mom's telling the truth. Because why are both of them at AutoZone?
Because one of them lied,
he was getting on your nerves.
One of them lied.
Why was he AutoZone?
Because they tricked.
He went there. He was going to get a battery for his car. This part she not lying about.
Maybe.
And that nigga got fed up and just shot her. No, they shot her stupid. But just shot her, bro. You up here antagonizing this fool.
God damn, this nigga hit hard.
My V-Bucks
This nigga hit
hard, and I didn't even touch it.
Because I don't know what happened when they got up here. He just called me and said something bad happened. I was just protecting myself. So I'm asking him what happened. He said, I shot her. I was trying to protect myself.
Now let's jump back a bit. As the officer questions who he believes is the suspect's mom, a man matching the suspect's description is spotted
That
on
nigga
foot.
breathe, man.
There's a male in white pants,
breathe,
white
bitch.
pants, black zip-up hood, walking up towards the road on the phone.
Towards you, let me
Put the
be
phone down.
bitch.
Put your hands up, hands up, hands up, hands up.
Bow, nigga.
The Bedford Police Department confirmed the shooting suspect was Darian Holt.
Told your dumb ass to let me breathe, bitch. That shit ain't fair, man. Slow down, bitch. Slow down. Hold on. Hold on, wait, bitch. Hey, yo. Sit down. Arrows attack, bitch. Come here, bitch. Bow, nigga. Oh, shit. Oh, hey. God damn it, nigga. Chill out. Damn, nigga. Shit, ain't all that. We ain't got no. Damn, bitch. We got no beef, bitch. Now, we do got beef, bitch. Cook.
Y'all never did nothing. So
Fuck out of here, man. Die, bitch. Die, bitch. Die, bitch. Die, bitch. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Nigga, you done, bitch. You done. Out of here. Out of here. Afro Circus, bitch.
Are you planning a trip around Europe?
Yes.
Take care of the reliable internet in
Okay.
advance.
Download Yesin and be online in...
Where I think everyone would agree with. So I'm actually even surprised that I'm having
Surprise, bitch.
even discourse with the people who, you know, I'm actually cool with these people. I'm not being honest. I'm cool with Mario. I'm cool with Sneeko. I'm actually surprised that these guys who I actually think are really intelligent, when I hear them speak, are actually choosing to die on a really pointless hill. Okay, I see Abin Preach covering it. I see Myron like respond back to this. I guess I'll direct to that. It's like a reaction where everybody reacts to everybody, right? You know, I'd rather speak directly. Oh, I forgot. Myron's beefing with Abin. Okay, this is like a beef going on. I like to stay out of it.
Even though I keep this thing 1 and 2, so when are you cutting me out? So I text you.
Okay.
These pirate niggas always jealous of me, bro. And you guys are gonna notice the trend here, by the way. Okay, you're gonna notice the trend with these fucking retards. Okay? But anyway, let's go ahead and see what the voodoo retard and this other guy said.
They call them voodoo retards. What the fuck? The fuck is a voodoo retard? Oh shit.
I say send him to jail. I don't think what he did was defensible. Here I am with my live stream where I provoke confrontations. I hope I don't have to kill anybody today.
But then, Myron, so here's the thing. Nick's opinion isn't the end all be all. We're all different people for different opinions with our different backgrounds and expertises. Now, here's what you don't realize, you stupid Canadian fuck. In our country, we have the Second Amendment. We can have guns. We also have states that have something called a stand your ground, which means we don't have to retreat, like you stupid Canadian niggas. And you guys are French Canadians.
Myron.
Which is even worse. Canada has lost almost every war since Napoleon, bro. Okay?
So these two are Canadians that they do so like Montreal.
Hey, so you guys are extra cut. Not only are you Canadian, but you're a French Canadian in Montreal. That's fucking embarrassing.
This nigga retarded, bro.
Fuckholes like you will not understand the concept of self-defense, no duty to retreat, having a gun, shooting motherfuckers, and defending yourself. This is a foreign concept to you guys. So we're already, as you guys can see here, we're on uneven playing ground. Okay? These are Canadian niggas trying to comment on an American self-defense case in a red state. For those of you that don't know, Alva is a far left progressive. He will not admit this openly, but he is.
Let's get past it and try to get to the actual details here.
Because that's what both these sussy niggas are, by the way. Okay? This move a little too weird. But anyway. So, Israel, Palestine, and then use of force.
Okay.
Which you're a fucking quarterback thinking they know what the fuck. Search warrants and criminal complaints all the fucking time, and you're a rockstar agent like in America. Okay? But let's go ahead and see what academics has to say than these two retarded Canadians. Let's go ahead. And I love that they brought up this fucking clip. Time to bake these motherfuckers, okay? Can't even have accountability. Imagine a world where saying, hey, you gonna chimp out is fighting words that justify getting punched. What?
Mike, I'm gonna tell you what world that is. The world is every time I've watched Sneeko, he's like, everybody hold hands, let's come together, let's pray to Allah, this and third. And then I looked over and put his face on a bomb.
Niggas blurred out Israel. Pussies.
Okay, so in the real world, I haven't seen Sneeko do nothing to nobody. But they'll put his face on a bomb and drop it on a city. When you have words, even if it's not violent, other people meet those words. If they feel what you're saying is violent or disrespectful or offensive, they need that.
Now this is what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna make this completely fair. I'm gonna let academics say everything, let them give their dumbass commentary, then I will respond. Fair? I'm not gonna stop it and all this other shit. Let me play from the beginning. I want you guys to pay a lot of attention to what's gonna happen. Academics are gonna make a comparison between Israel and Palestine to the self-defense case, and I'm going to explain to you.
I'm gonna teach you a lesson, bitch. You gonna learn today, boy, one clock. You gonna learn today, bitch. You do not mess with the Batman. Boy.
Guy, I think he breaks things down in a logical order most of the times.
I'm Batman.
It baffles me why he keeps saying I'm comparing. So we're gonna hear you two extremes. I'm comparing genocide to a self-defense case. I was comparing people being offended, and I tried to explain that in 40 different ways. On face value, he keeps trying to push self-defense cases. That's his point, so he wants to get that across. No, I'm talking about people being offended. That's it. And the point is, when people are offended, they do things to respond to that. Whether it's offense that's going on in the Middle East, whether it's offense that is going on here domestically, whether you go to someone's homeland or someone's house and offend them. And I think it's such a simple thing. And kind of like watching, I'm like, Martin, I know you get this point. But he constantly is trying to say, he's comparing a genocide to a self-defense case. First of all, I don't think this is a self-defense case. I think this is someone who doesn't understand. I've always said, I don't believe that any jury will be seated that will agree that a punch in the face will, the proportional response will be murder or shooting something. So I don't think it's tantamount or equivalent at all. So I know he keeps saying self-defense because he wants to frame it like that. I have rejected the idea that the moment that he fired that shot, that was self-defense. I've rejected it. I don't believe that's what it is at all. Now, of course, that's what he's going to try to argue, but it's the reason why he's charged. It's the reason why his bond is still over $1 million. It's the reason why it appears that, okay, cool, I get it. There's, self-defense lawyers are saying that it's the reason why he's in this quagmire to begin with. If the law actually agreed with this guy, he would be sitting in jail. And I get it. There's societal pressure. Well, again, if there's societal pressure, keep in mind, I get what Myron's arguing. If societal pressure exists that much, maybe perhaps there's going to be, the people in society that actually agree that you shouldn't or you can't shoot someone because you get punched in the face. And,
God damn. Fuck. Come here, bitch.
จะเป็นกลิ่นอริเหมาะสำหรับวางไว้ในห้องนั่งเล่นกลิ่นหอมผ่อนคลายมากเลยค่ะชมพูเอาไว้ในห้องนอนจะเป็นกลิ่นดอกไม้นะคะกลิ่นหอมหูหอมละมุนมากๆเลยค่ะเหลืองเอาวางไว้ในห้องน้ำเป็นกลิ่นเลมอนหอมสดชื่นหอมสะอาดมากๆเจลปรับอากาศแบรนด์ชัวร์ลดราคาหนักมากเรากดมาราคาแค่119 บาทใครที่เลือกกลิ่นไม่ถูกสามารถกดค้างกลิ่นแบบเราได้เลยนะคะเจลปรับอากาศที่เพื่อนมาบ้านทีไรก็ต้องถามว่าบ้านทำไมถึงหอมจะเอาวางไว้ในรถในบ้านในห้องนอนในห้องน้ำคือได้หมดเลยค่ะแบรนด์ชัวร์เขาทำเจลปรับอากาศน้ำหอมที่หอมมากๆเลยค่ะเหมือนเราฉีดน้ำหอมเอาไว้ทั่วบ้านเลยตอนนี้ร้านจัดโปรอยู่นะคะใครอยากได้สนใจต้องรีบกดก่อนที่ราคาจะปรับขึ้นนะคะ
Fuck. God damn it, bitch.
I don't know why this argument's going so many different places. There's 2 places I've ever wanted this argument to go. Shut the builder should be accepted by no one. He's an antagonist. If you think he has a right to antagonize because of freedom of speech, I think you're a divisive person.
Shit.
Arguing for freedom of speech and that people should be able to say whatever and not without consequences. First of all, freedom of speech is an argument that's usually meant to aim at the government. If you say the N-word, you cannot get incarcerated for that. But it doesn't mean socially you can't get punched in the face. There is no, okay, I got freedom of speech, let me say what I want, but nothing could happen. Freedom of speech is something that protects you from the government oppression or government trying to control what you say. So this argument that this is a freedom of speech, still like baffled. I'm like, what are you talking about?
We're broken people now.
So I saw that new Netflix movie, Bright, and it is not very good. When this movie was announced last year and I heard the premise, I was so hyped. The trailers were pretty good too. I thought it sounded like a nice, fresh idea, and I was totally down to clown with this wild-ass modern fantasy. Then I watched it, and now I'm the clown. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So critics are blasting the hell out of this movie. It's been called the worst movie of 2017. It's been called embarrassing. A movie so profoundly awful that Republicans will probably try to pass it into law over Christmas break.
Jesus Christ.
It still is kind of bad though. But here's the thing. While critics hate the movie, normal everyday people actually kind of like it. Like your mommy and your daddy. Like Carlos, your boss at Subway. Now I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. The people who made this movie don't really have a good track record. We've got the director, David Ayer, who you may have heard of. He directed some pretty decent movies, actually, like Day,
shit!
End of Watch, I heard was pretty
God
good.
damn it,
Myself. But hey, honestly, I was willing to give this guy the benefit of the doubt. Suicide Squad's biggest problem was the fact that DC took this guy's finished movie, chopped it up, reshot half of it without explaining anything, and then put it back together without consulting him. They literally Frankensteined this guy's movie. So I was willing to give him another chance. But speaking of Frankenstein, we have the screenwriter of the movie, Max Landis. You may know Landis as a guy who made some decent YouTube videos. Also, he's kind of a terrible person. I've expressed a certain level of respect for Landis in the past, but in light of recent allegations, it doesn't really matter how much I like Chronicle. It doesn't really stop him from being a piece of poodoo. Carlos from Subway and everybody else on the internet who liked this movie seem to think that critics are full of shit. Some people think it was the best movie of 2017, probably because they didn't go see Lady Bird. But the weirdest thing is that there are many people who think critics are banding together, giving the movie bad reviews because they were paid off by larger studios in order to make sure a big budget blockbuster type movie wouldn't succeed on a streaming service like Netflix. This is lunacy, but I'm going to try to go through it and explain exactly why critics aren't very fond of it, and why it's honestly not a very good movie. Not because of any outside controversy or conspiracy, the movie just sucks on its own. So let's dive right in and see why. Oh boy, nothing screams pretentious like a movie starting with a fake quote from its own universe. So let me go ahead and explain the premise of this movie, because it's kind of the entire point. This movie is set in modern day LA, except in this universe, orcs and elves and fairies and all that stuff are real. Also, there's magic.
4 minutes ago, I was there and then it was gone. It was like magic.
Fuck magic.
This is a world where we continue developing into the modern era while living alongside these fantasy creatures. Now, like I said, when I heard the premise, I was stoked. It sounded so wild, and I'm always down to give a crazy idea a chance. So that's probably the biggest compliment I can give the movie. It's trying something different. So the movie opens up and we see that our main characters are Will Smith playing Will Smith as a cop, and the guy from It Comes at Night playing his orc cop partner. He's apparently the first ever orc cop, so this is kind of a big deal. See, orcs are kind of like black people, but way, 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 way more hated than black people are in real life. And this is coming from a black person. Now, you guys know I don't like to get all social justice in my videos because I'm not really that kind of guy, but I don't really need to in order to explain what's wrong with this allegory in this story. Whenever white guys write stories about prejudice, it comes across as incredibly unrealistic, kind of like cartoon prejudice. There are moments in this movie where you realize that most humans who aren't Will Smith would probably just murder all the orcs if they were given the chance. Now, orcs are hated in this world because 2,000 years ago there was some fucking Lord of the Rings war or something, and there was a Dark Lord who we can only see through graffiti and accounts from the characters. Plus, I should mention that he's an elf. So people hate the orcs because they sided with the Dark Lord during this war long ago. But on the other hand, elves are the richest and most powerful people in the world, so why aren't they getting shafted too? The Lord of fucking Darkness was an elf. Nobody says anything about that. So orcs are the only people in this world who are suffering because I guess black people are the only ones who are suffering in the real world. See how this doesn't really make any sense? And we only just started. What also confuses me is that there's still black people. You're telling me that all the human races just get along now because there's orcs to hate? Of all people, Chance the fucking Rapper said it best with one tweet. I always feel a little bit cheated when I see allegorical racism in movies because that racism usually stems from human emotion or tolerance, but not by law or systems the way that it is in real life. The characters in #Bright live in a timeline where racism is gone because we hate orc now. Confused emoji. He's fucking right. But do you think he's being paid off by a film company to give a bad review? No. off by a film company to give a bad review? No, probably not. Personally, my race usually has nothing to do with my reviews. I just don't like when world building is done badly. Anyway, I talked about that a little too much. So, in the beginning of the movie, Will Smith and Jacoby are getting burritos when some random freak runs out of a store and shoots Will Smith. So the main conflict in the beginning of this movie is that Jacoby sucks at his job and he didn't catch the shooter. Also, there's a conspiracy that he let the shooter go because he's an orc. See, Jacoby's hated by the orcs because he shaved off his tusks and he's friends with humans, but he's not really friends with humans because humans fucking hate him because he's an orc. Will Smith hates him because the other cops are bullying him for having an orc partner. So Jacoby just doesn't have any fucking friends. Okay, so how are we gonna show the audience that the other cops don't like Jacoby? We need to convey the message in just one short scene, one short interaction. Oh, don't worry, guys. I got this. Classic. I think it would have been more realistic to show some of the orcs getting along with some of the humans, like at least a little bit. It would have made the world a little more believable. There's hostility in our world, but we're still able to work together most of the time. Black people and white people can get along. I kind of expect to see more high society orcs and humans, but instead we're shown that elves are kind of the head honchos. If this was the real world, there would be civil unrest. People don't like seeing other people in places of power that they aren't allowed to reach. But whatever. It's just a dumb movie about a magic wand. Why do I give a shit? Now, while I'm complaining about this stuff, the movie honestly isn't really that bad yet. It's building some unique ideas. The editing and writing aren't terrible, although there are some pretty cringy lines.
Fairy lives don't matter today.
Oh boy. So other than some weird nitpicky stuff, things aren't really that bad yet. But trust me when I say that shit takes a full fucking dive into insanity pretty quickly. So Will Smith doesn't like Jacoby, and Jacoby is miserable and just wants to do his job and be a good cop. So they drive around and do cop stuff. They go ahead and arrest this drunk guy with a longsword in the streets, and it leads to this.
Everywhere I get bad boys, always got to be bad guys. And only the game that makes me feel it's called Alamo.
Wait, so the Alamo happened in this world? How do you explain that? At this point, Will Smith picks up the sword and holds the shot long enough to make you think, oh, okay, Will Smith is probably going to use that sword later. It's even a main focal point in the first trailer. But no, you don't ever see this sword ever again. While the cops drive the drunk guy to jail, he starts speaking in Orcish, some prophecy shit, saying that Orc traditions will save Jacoby and how Will Smith is some blessed individual. We'll see later how this turns out to be really fucking stupid. So we find out later that this homeless guy is some kind of wizard or something. It's not really clear. But he gets interrogated by the
Magic Task Force.
Yeah, okay. Then they give us this exposition on how there's this group of evil elves trying to resurrect Sauron with some magic wands. Now, magic wands are like super strong weapons that can grant wishes, but they can only be wielded by a special kind of person known as a bright.
Hey, that's the name of the show.
So usually elves are brights, but 1 in a million humans can be brights too. You're told this right after we hear the same dude say that Will Smith is blessed. So, it's pretty obvious. The cops go to this random house and they see some weird Dark Souls shit, and then we're shown whatever the fuck this is supposed to be. So then they meet this little elf lady named Chica, which is a silly name, and she doesn't speak any English, but she has a magic wand. This is where the movie starts to completely fucking lose it. Hold on tight. Will Smith reports this, and his boss and some other asshole cops show up and they look at the wand. So now they want to keep the wand for themselves to gain fame or fortune or other things. Oh, and also they somehow think that this is a good opportunity to just murder Jacoby. I don't actually know why they think this is a good idea. They tell Will Smith that he has to kill Jacoby or they're just going to kill both of them. What? Even as someone just jumping into this world, I'm led to believe that these jackasses can't even use the wand. We are literally told that if anybody who isn't a bright tries to use the wand, they just explode. So why is this even a discussion? Also, when Will Smith goes outside to confront him, the cops reveal that they're just gonna kill Will Smith anyway. Why don't they just shoot Will Smith right now? Like, if they're just gonna kill him anyway, just kill him now and then go outside and kill Jacoby. So basically the only good person in this movie is Jacoby, but he's kind of annoying and he's an idiot, so he's not very likable either. So Jacoby proves himself to Will Smith and he tells the truth about what happened when he got shot. And then Will Smith decides that it's about time the movie stopped making sense altogether.
The orc that shot you got it right. It's time.
Trade est votre moment. Saisissez-le, avancez avec confiance et faites que chaque décision compte.
Chaque mouvement raconte une histoire. Chaque décision façonne votre parcours. Restez affûtés, restez en avance. Le marché n'attend jamais, vous non plus. Sentez le rythme, vivez l'instant. Prenez le contrôle, maîtrisez chaque mouvement. Téléchargez Axie Trading Platform. Tradez à votre avantage. Votre moment, votre marché, votre mouvement.
DistroKid is the easiest way to put out music. DistroKid makes it so easy to get your music on all the streaming platforms.
Instagram, Apple,
What the
TikTok,
fuck, bro?
I'm just thinking we give DistroKid like credit for what they do.
Die, bitch, die.
Services at NPR's prices.
And they never take a cut of your royalties.
Die, bitch, die. Die, bitch. Die. Ooh, that was, oh, nasty. Oh, hey, bitch, slow down. Slow down. Damn. You gotta go. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch.
I get that cops don't like dive around like Max Payne. Like there's a certain form that you're supposed to have while shooting a gun. But you
What an
can
asshole.
like duck
What an
or cover
asshole.
or something, and maybe like express some sort of emotion at the fact that he's murdering his colleagues. He's just standing there, completely sure that he can kill all 4 trained police officers and just not get hurt. So now everybody in the city seems to know that Will Smith has a magic wand.
God
This
damn it,
starts
Batman.
a rat race across LA with everybody trying to kill Will Smith and steal the magic wand for themselves. Everybody wants the wand, but they know they aren't allowed to use it. So our 3 heroes spend the next half hour just showing up at places without any explanation on what they're doing or what their plan is. Oh look, now they're at a party. Don't mind us, just 2 bloody cops with guns and an elf just passing through. I love that nobody cares at all. Well, also the FBI, I came up with that joke all by myself, show up in that one place, and then you're gonna think to yourself, maybe I'll finally learn what the fuck that weird thing stuck on the wall is. Nope. But seriously though, why are the bad guys always able to find Will Smith and Jacoby wherever they go? Do they have a magic wand tracking system? Will Smith even gets them a change of clothes so they can stay hidden. But right after that, they get jumped in the strip club. Now this is a problem with the screenwriting. The characters enter the strip club and Will Smith seems to know that there's going to be a fight there. He tells 2 random ass people to evacuate and then he just doesn't talk to anybody else. It's kind of messed up. I guess all those other innocent people can just go fuck themselves. So then they wait there with their guns out until the bad guys come in. First of all, why did you change clothes? If you knew that they were going to find you anyway, and you're waiting there expecting to be found, then what's the point of changing? Secondly, I ask again, how the fuck did the gangsters find them? How small is this fucking town? Thirdly, when the fight starts, Ward seems frustrated that they got cornered here. Why did you come here and just wait for them to come and try to kill you? Why didn't you just leave? Fourthly, why don't you just let these guys take the wand? They can't use it. Watch some random jackasses get obliterated trying to use one. If he wants the wand, just give it to him. Watch him blow up and then leave. I'm so confused. Now, if there's some way for a wand to work without you having to actually touch it, then why don't you just use it to get out of here? Then it doesn't matter because the evil elves show up and they murder everybody with like karate or something. I guess it's too expensive to get real actors to scream on camera, so let's just throw in the most overused stock screaming effects ever. What the fuck was that? What was that guy even doing? So then they get away from these guys and they decide to meet with the Alamo dude from earlier since he's probably not going to try to fuck them for the wand because they're friends or whatever.
Guys on our watch tried to do us over a wand. We have a wand. We have a magic wand.
This is the funniest Will Smith movie I've ever seen, and it's not on purpose. So they decide to call the FBI agent and try to get them to safely take the wand away from them. But then... Yo, wait, what? Was that controlling the whole city's cell phone line? Is that how it works?
Your cell phone signal is transferred from cell to cell, depending on your location.
That's not how it works. So then, the most confusing thing in the movie happens. The Alamo sheriff guy decides to cuff Jacoby. He claims that apparently the guys that they just called and made peaceful arrangements with are going to shoot Jacoby if they don't put him in handcuffs.
He's gonna cuff by the time they get here. They're gonna smoke both of you motherfuckers.
What? He doesn't even know what's going on. The FBI agent tells them he will not be incriminated for shooting the other cops. Oh, now we have to cuff Will Smith too. Why? This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Explain yourselves. Oh, I guess they wanted a reason to have them in handcuffs for the fight scene. Wait, did they just take the handcuffs off? What was the point of any of that? So then we get an action scene. Oh boy. Jacoby gets hit by a fucking car, and I guess he's okay. I mean, sure, if he can shrug that off, then maybe it doesn't really matter if somebody shoots him. So we saw that the elves are basically super strong ninjas, but all it takes to incapacitate them now is to throw a bottle of detergent at them. I love how these elves had pinpoint accurate fucking gunshots, but now they can't kill 2 guys. So Will Smith blows up the elves and they escape. The elves are also immune to explosions, I guess. You can tell because Numi over here just kind of ignores being on fire, and if you didn't get the idea the first time, we get this awkward shot.
I mean, crap, man. Look at that.
They escape and they run like 10 feet before more gangsters find them and confront them for the wand. I'd like to repeat, how the fuck is everybody finding them?
So I need you to take your fat, Shrek-looking ass back to your vehicle and drive the fuck home to Fiona, alright?
เปิดในที่สาธารณะสาวๆในนี้คุยกันอย่างร้อนแรงและกล้าได้กล้าเสียข้อความมากจนตอบไม่ทันแถมยังขอวิดีโอคอลหรือขอเจอตัวจริงอีกด้วยไม่เชื่อลองด้วยตัวเองสิ
Back to your vehicle and drive the fuck home to Fiona, alright?
Wait a minute. Shrek exists in this world? Like the film franchise Shrek exists. I'm sorry, but hold on a second. I really need to break this down. So you're telling me that in this world where orcs and elves and fairies and magic are real, DreamWorks exists and it decided to still make a movie that spoofs fairy tales? Wouldn't most of the point of Shrek not make sense if all the shit in this movie was real? Like, I feel like